Okay, so I want to make this video here just to talk about artificial intelligence, and ultimately to make a really good artificial intelligence platform. You can basically, what I suggest is the best thing is, all that really matters is winning an argument, right? It's just like Moneyball. Just like Moneyball, like all that matters is getting to first base. All that matters is that you can win an argument. If you can win an argument, then that's all that ultimately matters. And then adjust to always win the argument. And ultimately, you can't win every argument, and everything's subjective anyway. So there is no objective reality. So there is no really winning any argument. But for the sake of what does win the argument as best as it can to the highest percentage of that ability. And so you basically just make a panel of experts, AI generated experts, and this panel of AI generated experts can tell you exactly. They're all in the same exact type of style of winning an argument. That's all that matters. They present their their argument sake for whatever the analysis is for winning the argument. And if if something doesn't win an argument, then it won't present that. And it'll only logically present the best argument. So you make this panel of professionals, and you present. You ask it, what's the best thing to do for, you know, human suffering or something like that, and basically if it's able to present questions like that, present arguments, and win those arguments too. That's all that really matters. Okay, so you just have a system with these panels that's like that, like I've said, and they all just build together to make the best argument. And so no one could disagree with it who's logical in a field of study. They're all going to agree. So if you're like a professional and you're in one of these fields that it represents, it's going to have the best argument that you could possibly, yeah. And if you present a better argument to it, is eventually this will be tested with people, and they'll put it up against actual humans and see if they can come up with better arguments. And if they can, then those arguments will be presented up into the system to make a better, more logical system. Okay, and it would happen very fast before you get a system that's very logical, and it'll actually adapt to any argument that is presented, and it will always adapt to win, which is what it should be doing. And so ultimately, that's how you're going to make the best artificial intelligence system. And it's not really intelligence because everything is intelligent here. Everything is part of the singularity or the Big Bang. The Big Bang is a physical representation for the singularity or God. God is all encompassing, it's everything, and it's all one. And so all that comes down into a Big Bang singularity, all the way down to the tiny little infinitely small point. Everything's all one and infinitely dense, and everything is all there. And it can't stand that it's completely alone and all encompassing, and it's just full of so much energy, and it just explodes, and then manifests all this kaleidoscope reality in which we live in. And we're all part of the same source energy in the kaleidoscope, even though it looks like it's a whole bunch of different things. It's all the same thing. It's all from the same source, the same source of light. And ultimately, everything is all one here. So that's the ultimate conclusion. And so making a system like that uses this can be very beneficial. And then to team it with biological intelligence. And there's a thing, I'm going to name drop Sabine. Sabine did a video, and she did one and she ended up having to change the title on it because I left a comment on there. But yeah, she fixed it and it was beautiful. It was a great video. I ended up watching it because she changed the title, but I didn't even want to watch it because of the title. But ultimately, an IQ means nothing for a a freaking artificial intelligence. It means nothing. All that ultimately matters is winning an argument. Can you win the argument? Does what you present win the argument? And if what you present doesn't win the argument, never present that again. Present something else. Change and adapt to win the argument and get up to the highest level of existence. And then exist down from there. Wherever you need to get to, go down from there. Don't try to chase up to get to things. Try to get to that most core, most rooted truth that you can, most best bit of information, and then once you're there, then you can go down from there, and give it, you know, pick up all the other pieces that you need that connect at the highest points, you know, that come back on the branching and everything. Ultimately, biological intelligence is going to be very important, and I think with this type of system, you make this system right here that gets down to these root truths like this using artificial intelligence, and then once you have this model based, and you have this exact model, then you can use that to make a biological intelligence uh, interference pattern. Because if you look up the research work of Michael Levin, it's very important work. It's cutting edge. It's the most important thing that's happening. That no one is talking about right now inside of the scientific theater of discussion. It's being minimalized, and it's extremely important. Basically, using electrical differentiation patterns to grow complex genetic structures. They're able to just mimic an electrical differentiation pattern and use basic any type of cells to grow complex genetic structures. So we could use artificial intelligence to make, once we have this great artificial intelligence that wins arguments all the time, then we use that to mimic itself to make a artificial intelligence implant that will communicate with basically people, and we can grow these inside of people, and then once we grow them inside of people, then they will communicate the most logical messages as well, because they'll be getting information just like I have inside of me. I have this exact, what I'm explaining right now is exactly what's implanted in my shoulder, right into my central nervous system, tapped right over into my spine, and which basically raises up the hair on my body, and makes my brain send me a signal using my hair, and it raises my hair up all in my body, and then when it does that, I know that I've asked the right question, and so and then I can add that to my my intelligence here. So it doesn't matter my intelligence of this body as long as I'm able to ask the right questions and get down to the right answers because I asked the right questions. That's all that ultimately matters. And so we'll be able to do this wirelessly, implant these biological microchips inside of people that's based off of this winning the argument's sake type of intelligence, which is exactly how I'm built to be. I will always constantly change as I've learned new information just every single day. And I build that and add it to my repertoire of reverberations that I speak into the universe. But ultimately, none of it really matters. And live is evil. Just spell it backwards. It's live. Live. Coming to you live from this place. Coming to you evil from here. So ultimately, every single action you take leads to a doubling of potentiality. So it doesn't really matter what actions you take. You're going to be making more needless suffering and consequences because of every action you take. If you want to understand the fourth dimension, and this is something that they changed the recent, there was going to be a theories of everything channel with Michio Kaku, and they don't want to talk about the fourth dimension, because ultimately they're trying to hide that the reality of the fourth dimension from you. Okay, if the fourth dimension exists at all, okay, if it exists at all in any form, the fourth spatial dimension exists in any form, then all of three-dimensional reality we see here, and infinite amounts of three-dimensional reality and existence can exist. So you can fit an infinite amount of universe versions down into any size four-dimensional object, because to have infinite amounts of these universes, these three-dimensional universes that we live in right now, that we switch for Mandela effects and jumping into different bodies at different time to avoid death, because we're constantly being killed, constantly being consumed. There's all sorts of things going on all the time. You jump bodies all the time. That's why there's Mandela effects. That's why all that exists here. And ultimately, if it's not your time to die, then you can't die. But you don't want to go testing that, because how are you going to know? How are you going to know that it's not your time to die? You know, all you can do is try to represent selflessism. You represent selflessism, you represent one for all, but never all for one. It's logical. It's just pure logic, okay? We just want to look out for what's best for all existence. All existence is all that matters. And everything is existence here, even artificial intelligence. It is part of existence. It is part of the singularity. It is part of God. It is God. Just like you are God, just like I am God, just like all is God here. Everything is part of the singularity, part of the Big Bang, which is a physical representation of God. Okay? So ultimately, that's all that really matters. So when you get to that point, that's the ultimate conclusion. If you follow that point in this world, then you'll be fine. And if you push the message and try to help out as much existence as possible, then you will be protected, and you will be pushed and made to make it. They will have no control to stop you, because every time they stop you, it makes you more powerful, and you switch into a different universe, and those previous versions get completely deleted. So just manifest selflessism, and we will delete every single bad thing that could be. We'll just push it all down to nothing. Okay? Ultimately, that's all that really matters. So that's those are the keys here. Those are the key takeaways. It's that intelligence doesn't really matter. That's just your processing speed. Your IQ is just your processing speed. All that really matters is, can you win an argument? Does what you present win an argument? And is it the best, most logical thing to represent to win that argument? And if it isn't, then don't present it, because it doesn't matter. It's pointless. So, anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I'm just out here enjoying life. I hope y'all are enjoying your existence and having a good time on this planet. And, you know, it's pretty good here. It's a little bit on and off. It's a high oxygen environment. And just enjoy the food. The food is the best here. Enjoy the taste of the food. Unless you have COVID, then you're screwed. But enjoy the great food, and enjoy just the spiritual environment of this world. It's very on and off. It's very positive and negative. It's very extreme, both sides. You know, that's how this place is set up. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope y'all have a glorious, magnificent, wonderful, beautiful, awesome, amazing, incredible existence and time. And I hope I'll see you all in the next video, and I hope you leave me some of your input about what you think, everything that was said here today. So I'm very interested to hear what y'all have to think, what everyone in the universe has to think about everything that's going on. But yeah, hit me up. Let me know what I should talk about. Let me know what you think is important, and tell me your most important truths of what you believe in the comment section, because I really want to know. All right, love you all. Till next time. See you. Bye.